have chronic neck pain and I'm not sure what causes it. I do know that I've always struggled with uncertainty and I've had anxiety for a while. In 2016, I had to quit all of my sports because of my neck, and my life as a Bethesda kid was torn apart. I became addicted to video games and I had to will myself to quit. In order to find some certainty in my life, I decided to start a business. I looked for months, scoured the web, and I did not find an idea that I liked. It made my life more uncertain, and I had so much anxiety at that time. I tried to start a mentoring and job shadowing business to help underprivileged students in the DC area. I would stand outside of a bookstore every single weekend asking adults if they would help me by being mentors for my program. After 4 or 5 weekends of being told no and ignored, I decided to quit. My next endeavor involved sitting behind my computer where I created an online store to help the environment with my proceeds. I didn't get a single customer, and I was disappointed. I'd lost 4 winters worth of snow shoveling money. One day after school, I was really stressed out. I decided to go into the backyard and sit down by my family's only tomato plant. Every day, for many weeks after that, I was in that same spot for a couple hours after school. I became addicted to growing food and permaculture. Being outside among the plants made me feel better mentally, and just a little bit better physically as well. Turns out that being around healthy soil releases serotonin into our bodies, making us feel happy. My curiosity and desperation to take my mind off the neck pain also led me into the bookstore that I'd stood outside of. I read a book called Kiss the Ground, which informed me of the catastrophic consequences of industrial agriculture techniques in our country, and made me realize that I wanted to become a carbon farmer. Not applying pesticides, using cover crops, and not tilling the soil in order to sequester carbon into the ground where it had come from and keeping it out of the atmosphere in order to slow down climate change is what makes carbon farming so beneficial to the earth. Towards the end of the school year, that same year that I'd read the book, I ate food from the cafeteria and realized that the veggie of the day was the French fry. I was puzzled and laughed a bit at first, but then I realized that my classmates ate that food every single day, and the damage it could do to their bodies and the environment, as I knew that the process to make potatoes into French fries multiplies the carbon footprint by 25, astounded me. I'd found a problem that meant so much to me, and I was back outside that bookstore asking people what they wanted to change in the world, specifically in relation to the environment. I was newly inspired from a trip to China in which I witnessed air pollution disrupting the lives of so many people.
I'm wondering during the day if I'm going to be able to see the sun because the smog is that bad.
I saw a woman outside of the bookstore, and when I asked her if she would help me, she said, "Sure, I'll chat with you." She informed me that she was very concerned about climate change as well, and she knew that there were other young people in our area who were also concerned. That led me to scour the web, ask family and friends who they knew in the area, and it led me to contact Uptop Acres, a team of local urban farmers in my area who grow food on roofs and transform the city. This year I've teamed up with them to provide fresh vegetables to low-income families at my school, and I do so by selling the produce to high-income families and use the margin to pay for the produce for families who need it. Benefits the high-income families because rooftop veggies have far more nutrition than from the grocery store, as they're not grown to be transported like food from the grocery store. They're grown to taste amazing. Each family receives vegetables along with educational materials on how to be environmentally friendly farmers at home. I continue to practice regenerative agriculture myself, and I further realized the need for it in my city, Washington, D.C. The urban heat island effect, due to the lack of vegetation in cities, causes D.C. to be warmer than surrounding areas. Food that could be grown here is being shipped in from thousands of miles away, and the process to package and transport it contributes to climate change. People deserve to be in the know about where their food comes from and how it's cultivated. If more people become carbon farmers in DC, we can restore our ecosystems and take away burdens of environmental problems that plague prominently lower income communities in the heart of the city. My recent work at Urban BEET has been focused on getting as many people as possible involved in the urban agriculture movement. Last week I built a produce garden at school, but it will take many more carbon farms to restore the health of our city's ecosystems. It turns out that my own health, inequality of opportunity, and the earth are intertwined. For me, these three things are connected by carbon farming in the fight against climate change. My project is still far from perfect, but I hope that hearing about my last 2 years can help you understand that failure always comes before change, and you can learn so much during tough times. When you let your human qualities and intuitions lead the way, there's no problem in the world that you can't solve. Doesn't matter where you live or how old you are, your community needs your creativity and curiosity right now. There are amazing organizations out there that want to help you become a change maker. One that helped me was Ashoka. I know it can be hard to find someone who will listen to your ideas, whether it be a friend, family member, or person on the street. But if you need someone right now, I'm happy to listen to your ideas and give you any feedback that I can. You can message me on Instagram at Urban BEET DC, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you very much for listening.